Hello, I Anand Jain from Hanumangarh, Rajasthan welcomes you to your favorite Shridevi Classes YouTube channel where we inculcate interest and confidence in science, engineering and management subjects. Today in our management, entrepreneur and startup playlist, we'll understand one most important prevailing direct tax in India, that is goods and service tax GST. We'll understand the tax structure, tax rate, how it is decided by GST Council, what are composition scheme, input tax credit, how GST network works, how different type of GST reports are structured and filed. So it's a comprehensive and complete study of GST. Let's start. Smart Taxation Scheme of India, Goods and Service Tax, as one tax structure for entire nation. Goods and service tax, GST, custom duty, and excise duty are some example of indirect taxes in India. GST is called as indirect tax as it is levied on goods and services and ultimately borne by the end consumer, but it is collected and remitted to government by some intermediate business entity such as retailer, wholesaler, or even manufacturer. So it is borne by end consumer but remitted to government by some intermediate business entity. So it is called indirect tax. GST, goods and service tax, is a comprehensive multi-stage destination based indirect tax system in India. It is comprehensive as it represents one tax structure in place of several existing taxes of previous era, and it is multi-stage tax system as it is applicable from production to all stages of distribution up to ultimate consumption, and it is destination based because it won't apply on position of production but is applied on position of consumption. This GST was introduced in India on 1st July year 2017, and GST has simplified the taxation structure of India and eliminate the cascading effect of several taxes and create a unified market all across the country. It has replaced multiple indirect taxes levied by central and state government at that time, such as center excise duty, center sale tax, state sale tax, as weight, octroi, local taxes, entry taxes, or special luxury or entertainment taxes. In next 15-18 minutes, we'll study detailed overview of GST in India, which will include tax structure, different tax slabs, composition scheme, input tax credit scheme, GST network, and process of filing various GST returns. Let's start first. Tax structure of GST. GST is a destination based tax, meaning that it is levied at the point of consumption rather than point of origin or production. So if a goods is prepared in Maharashtra state but consumed in Uttar Pradesh, then that tax would be levied in Uttar Pradesh. Indian GST tax structure is a dual GST system comprising two components. One is center goods and service tax CGST, and the second is state GST. So when GST rate is 18%, 9% is CGST, and the remaining 9% is state goods and service tax. When trade is not within the state, it is not intrastate but interstate in between two states, then integrated goods and service tax IGST is levied on those transactions, and it is solely collected by central government. GST in India has multiple tax slabs, which are 5 in number, in one essential commodity case, which include food grains, fresh vegetables, milk, newspaper, or hearing aid. The tax rate is 0% or they are exempted from GST. For mass consumption goods like tea, coffee, sugar, milk, medicines, or household LPG, the minimum GST tax slab is of 5%. The standard tax slab which is applicable to majority of goods and services, is 12%, and which include several consumables of essential nature. For some consumable items, applicable GST rate is also 18%, which include toothpaste, ice cream, some industrial chemicals or intermediary products. And for luxury items, the maximum GST tax slab is of 28%, and the item included in this list are air conditioner, refrigerators, beauty or makeup preparation materials, sanitary wares, luxury automobiles. Additional cess is also levied on certain goods such as luxury cars, tobacco products, some specific motor vehicle, and aerated cold drinks. The objective of levying the cess is to compensate the states for the loss of revenue which arises due to the implementation of GST and abolishment of VAT, and GST Council will recommend the amount of additional cess and the period for which cess remain applicable. GST Council is a constitutional high power body consisting of 33 members. GST Council is formed to make decision on various aspects of GST, that including different tax rates, provision of tax exemptions, the threshold limits for various decision making. And GST Council is chaired by Union Finance Minister, and other member include State Minister of Revenue in central government and finance ministers of all states and union territories. Composition scheme of GST is available to those manufacturer, trader, service provider or restaurant not serving alcohol who desire freedom from requirement of compliance of GST or desire a limited amount of tax liability, and small manufacturer, trader or service provider having maximum annual turnover threshold is less than 50 lakh or half crore, or restaurant not serving alcohol below a specific threshold of 2.5 crore can opt for composition scheme, but manufacturer of ice cream, pan masala, alcohol, tobacco or interstate supplier cannot opt for this composition scheme. To opt the composition scheme, a taxpayer has to online file GST Composition 02 on GST portal, and such composition dealer cannot charge goods and service tax from customers. They have to pay the tax out of their own pocket from their profits, and such manufacturer, trader, service provider or restaurant of composition scheme has to mention the word composition taxable person on every bill of supply issued by them. And under this composite scheme, rate of GST is fixed, and it is 1% of turnover for manufacturer and trader, 5% of turnover for restaurant, and 6% of turnover for service provider, and total GST has 50-50 share of center GST and state GST. A composite GST dealer is required to pay the tax over turnover in a quarterly statement composition 08 by 18th of the next month after end of each quarter, and he has to also file a return in the form GST return 4 by 30th of April after every financial year. This composition scheme under GST got several advantages, and one is it simplify the taxation rate on turnover. It got less requirement of compliance, so it is easy to comply. There is lower tax liability, lesser paperwork, and such business entity won't have to submit monthly returns or has to maintain books of record or record of all invoice issued by them. And also composite dealer also got limited tax liability. Just like weight, the GST also have input tax credit facility. Input tax credit or ITC means one taxable person will get credit of goods and service tax GST paid by him on all purchase of goods and or services that are used or will be used for his business, and such input ITC can be reduced from the total amount of GST payable on the sales by such taxable person, and for that one has to fulfill specified condition of GST return to be on GST network portal. So businesses can claim credit for GST paid on inputs such as raw material or various services against the GST liability on their output or final goods or services. However, input tax credit is subjected to certain conditions, some time limits, and some specified other restrictions to prevent malicious, malified tax evasions. Goods and Service Tax GST network GSTTN is the IT backbone of GST regime undertaken by Indian Union, and this GSTN is responsible for providing IT infrastructure and services to taxpayers, tax authorities, and other stakeholders. GSTN is a robust IT infrastructure consisting of main GST server, GST service provider server, and its ecosystem support web portal, mobile applications, accounting package systems, ERPs, or some custom support applications. And on this ecosystem, taxpayer can make registration, can generate challan, can upload invoices, file returns, or ledger entries. This GST network have strong database network, other hardware and software component necessary to support activities of GST portal, and GST network ensure the security, confidentiality, and integrity of this data and ensure compliance of all applicable laws and regulation for smooth and secured functioning of GST regime. GST network GSTN facilitate registration of taxpayer. Taxpayer can file returns, generate challans, can obtain refunds, study audit reports, or even make appeals on GST network. So all compliance related activity of GST, payments, processing, and other activities are facilitated by GST network. Every taxpayer after registration is allotted a 15-digit PAN number based identification number under GST scheme, and this 15-digit number is known as GS10 GST identification number, and as per GS10, taxpayer can make payment for their GST dues through several payment options like net banking, credit or debit cards, or other authorized payment systems. GST network is continually improving and enhancing its system and processes, and these are based on feedback from taxpayer, tax authorities, and other stakeholders. It regularly updates its software, introduce new easy to use features, and implement improvements to make the GST compliance process more efficient and user friendly. In fact, GST network leverages modern IT technology to streamline tax administration, enhance taxpayer compliance, and contribute to the broader objective of GST for the well-being of economic health of our nation. One important part of GST system is various GST returns, and taxpayers are required to electronically file various type of periodic GST returns through GSTN portal, and these reports indicate various business transaction, calculate tax liability and claims of input tax credits, and some returns, GST return 1, 2, 3B, 5, 5A, 6, 7 and 8 are monthly filed, and whereas GST return 1 and GST return 3B are quarterly reports, and after every year annual return is filed by every GST registered dealer as GST 9. GST return 1 is for outward supplies, and it is a monthly or quarterly return that capture detail of all outward supplies of goods and services during the reporting period, and it include information such as invoice wise detail of sales or export, tax collected, and amendments to previous returns. Taxpayer are required to file GST return 1 by the 10th of following month for monthly return, or within 30 days after the end of quarter for quarterly returns. And for GST return 1, one has to log in and navigate to GST return 1 page, and then one has to opt whether it is a quarterly report or a monthly report, and after providing all information and invoice wise details of sales, it can generate the summary. It also have provision for amendments or preview of return, and finally one can submit GST return 1 to freeze data by digital signature or by electronic EVC confirmation. GST return 2A is a auto-populated purchase register, and it is automatically generated and contain detail of all inward supplies or purchases as reported by supplier in its GST return 1, and taxpayer can view this GST return 2A to verify the accuracy of their input tax credit, or he can avail claims of all purchases made for various supplies. GST return 3B is a monthly summary return that summarizes taxpayers' total sales, purchases, and input tax credit for given tax period. This GST return 3B doesn't have invoice level detail, but it provide a summary of tax payable, tax paid, and all input tax credit claimed. GST return 3B is filed on a monthly basis by 20th of following month. GST return 9 is annual return, and it provide a consolidated summary of all outward and inward supplies, detail of all input tax credit availed, tax paid, and other related information for the entire financial year. It reconciles the data reported in various monthly and quarterly returns such as GSTR1 or GST return 3B with audited financial statement of taxpayer. GST return 9 is filed by December 31st of subsequent financial year. GST return 9C is a reconciliation statement that accompanies the annual return. GST return 9 for taxpayer with an annual turnover above a specified threshold, and GST return 9C should be filed along with GST return 9 by December 31st of subsequent financial year. Apart from GST return 1, 3B and 9, there are some additional returns such as GST return 4 for composition scheme taxpayer, GST return 5 for non-resident taxpayers, and GST return 6 for input service distributors. The GST return filing process aims to ensure transparency, accountability, and accuracy in tax reporting, and by that it contributes to overall effectiveness of GST regime in India. And it is very important for all taxpayers to file their GST return accurately, and that too within the prescribed time deadlines, to avoid penalties or other punishable issues related to compliance. Since its introduction in year 2017, GST laws and procedures have undergone several amendments and refinements, and all those are based on feedback from various stakeholders, taxpayers, and the experience which GST regime gained during its implementation. Definitely, GST has led to rationalize our tax structure. It reduced chances of tax evasion and broadened the tax base. It has also facilitated seamless interstate trade eliminate checkpoints, octroi, or entry taxes, and reduced logistic costs to a great extent. Overall, GST has increased the tax collection due to broadening of tax base, better compliance improvement, and reduction in tax evasion. However, there have been challenges in implementation, especially for small and medium businesses and in some specified sectors, and that too require more refinement and amendment in present GST regime. We hope this beautiful informative video has explained several aspects of goods and service tax, and it has explained tax structure, various tax rates, the composition scheme and input tax credit facilities of our GST taxation system, and it has also explained various reports which are filed in our GST regime. Our other learning video of the same playlist are equally useful, and you can use them in your study or also share these learning videos to your friends. If you need study notes, do join our YouTube membership. Happy learning. Have nice time. Thank you very much.